If I had 4 things to tell anyone before I die, or even if I ever have a kid, or if I was even your big brother, these are the things I wish I would have known a long time ago. Back is really broken, man. It's all fun in games until you get older and you're like, man, my body is not healing like it used to. Rule number 1 is developing your sense of self. There are so many bullshit opinions and influencers and content, it kind of drowns out what is it that I actually want to think about. Do you even have your own voice, or are you just repeating whatever content that you're actually consuming? We all know that social media is toxic for your mental health. Why? Because most people do not have a true sense of self. Constantly being pulled in every direction, constantly comparing, and ultimately not really having their own thoughts and opinions about themselves and what they want in life. I like my simple fit today, because you don't always need to go fancy and bougie, you know? This can come from parents' expectations, keeping up with friends, or losing yourself in an external world of greed and capitalism. Once you develop a sense of self, nothing matters. Nothing can be penetrated into your brain. It's kind of not really myself. And how do I be more myself? These are values. What are you willing to stand up for? What are you not willing to stand up for? Who are you at the core sense
Just talk
of
about my own
you?
struggles, because that's what makes me me, you know?
It will let you decide what kind of people you want in your life and what kind of people you do not want in your life. This is the ultimate hack in life.
The right people will kind of come and go into my life, regardless of if it's for like just a little bit period of time, or is it like for a lifetime, like your partner. But I guess it all depends on whether or not I can be myself all the time.
You will not be easily persuaded or suggested because at the deepest sense, you know who you are. You don't need to explain yourself to anybody or any person. If you never develop a sense of self, you will realize yourself and you are always reacting to the external environment, to random people in comments, to comparison to others, and you'll be constantly so easily persuaded into doing something that's not even truly yourself. That's getting a good job, whether that's becoming an adult way too fast, because I think I grew up way too fast. Rule number 2, don't beg anyone to be in your life, as well as begging for other people's energy. Because what does that say about you?
So we're here at on Robson and somewhere on Robson. Nicely breadly coated in salt and pepper, but you definitely taste the sesame oil. I would rate it 8.5 out of 10.
I learned that energy is reciprocated. If it is not, then let it be, because you will waste your time yelling into an open ocean only in hopes of that someone will echo your own crazy demand. Relationships may work out for a certain time, but I guarantee you, how much work you put into it, how much energy, will also resemble how much energy you will also lose from it once it collapses. Because you were the only one that was actually holding it together. You two are also worth more, don't you think? You are worth putting time and effort into getting to know and to even be with. Why are you always trying to do everything and impress and people please? It's because at the deepest sense of who you are, you don't think people will stick around. Rule number 3, use your time for good. If you haven't figured out by now, we do not all live forever. Especially with the recent years, you know that anything can happen.
My back.
Time is not infinite, it is finite. You'll be lucky to wake up each morning, but with the constant shift towards needing to work, to build, to create something, it often feels like we don't have enough time in the day.
As I lay here with this heat pad on my back like an old senior man, I know everybody deserves their happiness and whatever has happened in their life. Because for me, I felt like a lot of my sense of self was buried under the fact that I was a caretaker, that I needed to pave the way and be the golden child for this Asian immigrant family of mine. Although it's great ambitions to have, I realized I didn't really know myself.
Why is it when we were young, the days would feel so long? Asking yourself, when is this class going to be over? But as you enter your 20s, into your 30s, or even your 40s, you blink and you're like, holy shit, I'm already 30, 40, 50. A whole decade has gone by. Newsflash, you might not live forever. You might not even be fortunate to live and die of old age. So what time you actually have? What time are you letting people live rent-free in your head, constantly replaying a movie that does not serve you? Gossiping, talking bad about other people, to make you feel better, to stroke your ego.
Potential. Live their utmost authentic self. And do the things that they deserve to do and live and be free. Because we all forgot how great we actually are. Because sometimes life just happens.
Rule number 4, learn to let go. Nothing in your life is permanent. There is no such thing as having permanent seasons. People come and go. Expectations lead to disappointment. And this also includes, sadly, your family and your loved ones. Come to understand everyone is doing the best that they can until there's a narcissist, then maybe stay away from them. Given what was actually taught to them, it means stepping on others, that's what they know. Forgive those people that have hurt you. To release that poison from betrayal, and use that as a tool to reestablish who you are, what kind of people you want in your life, and what do you want in your life. This also includes letting go of yourself. The hurt that happened to you a year, 2 years ago, 10 years ago, it no longer serves you, but you keep replaying that same scene over and over. Sometimes we only age on the outside, but on the inside, we're still that 10-year-old kid that just needed to be and told everything was okay. Letting go of who you used to be so you can actually become who you are supposed to be. These are the 4 rules or principles or values that I would live by. At the end of the day, everything is an inside game. Because who you are on the inside will reflect who it is that you are on the outside. It is never the other way around. If the constant outside world changes and dictates and influences who you are at the core, then you definitely need to read over and listen to rule number 1 again.